just a few things that I've learned just through the process so far. First of all, make lists, because I'm in the process of seeing what I want and what I need and the difference between those two. Like, I really, really, really want to take this guy, my cat, and he's the light of my life. Oscar, Oscar, Oscar. Hey. Hey. Sorry about that. He was kind of licking himself. I was trying to get his attention. But I can't take him, so it's going to be hard. I've had him since he was this big. Now you can see he's like 16 pounds. Another thing I would recommend is, like I said, make lists. I've read, if I were you, I would go on, like, if or when you get accepted, or if you're still waiting, if you're pending or whatever. I would go on the college Facebook website, Disney College Facebook, and like them and add them and all that, because you never know when they're looking at your Facebook and they're like, oh snap, she's ready to hear info about us and all that. Another thing I would recommend is get college recommendations, because I went to my professors and told them, or two of my professors that have had me for more than a year, and said, this is what I'm planning to do, I'm going to be gone this long, this is what's going to happen, and I need a recommendation from you, can that happen? And they were just overwhelmed and so excited for me, and they were like, oh yes. Make sure you have your full resume, not your cut one, because I had both, thank God. I didn't delete my full resume because I've done a lot of volunteer work with kids. I call them kids. They're ages 11 through 14, so middle school age. And I've done a lot of work with younger kids, 8 and younger, so 8 through 2-year-olds. 2-year-olds through 8-year-olds. And I also babysit every other week for my cousins. So make sure that you have your full resume, everything you've done, because that's the first thing that both teachers asked for, was my full resume, so they could write a proper letter of recommendation. And the reason I say get letter of recommendations is because I had 3 letters of recommendation, and 2 of them came in, 2 of them went to Disney. I applied, March 1st. 2 of them went to Disney March 4th, and then the 3rd one went to Disney April 1st, and then April 15th. No, that's today. 14th, 13th, 12th. April 11th, I found out that I was accepted. So they actually did read. I know that they did. They read my teacher's letter of recommendation, because she sent it 11th, and then, like I said, they didn't notify me until after they had read her letter of recommendation. So I don't know what she put, but thank you, Marlene, so much for doing that for me. She actually doesn't know yet. Anyway, when you're doing your interview, make sure that you do what they say. Dress up like you're actually going to a real interview. Make sure that because what I did was I had some list of the questions that they might ask, and I actually wrote responses, because they don't like to hear a lot or a lot, even though I did say once or twice. We're all human, you know. There I go again. And make sure twice. Make sure that you, like I said, make sure that you prepare for your phone interview, because it can be you can freak out and stress. I was freaking out. I was so scared and worried. But I had, like I said, a list of questions, and I had written my response. I even had answers to questions that they didn't ask me. I was so bummed. And you'll worry about this phone interview because they say schedule it this day or this day, and you will sit there and worry about it and worry about it and worry about it, and then it lasts 30 to 45 minutes. Mine lasted about 40 to 45 minutes, and it's just strange because it's just like I worried all this time, and I even put on, I mean, I know this is crazy, but I put all these different, sayings about, you've always wanted this, go for your dream, all this around me just to encourage me, Also put don't cry because I'm just really, really passionate about this. I wanted to do it since I was 12. I also let them know that, like I said, and that's something I recommend. If you have a memory, or if you've been a quote-unquote Disney family, like you've been to Disney since this time, and then you realize, oh my goodness, I need to work there because my heart is just there. I would totally recommend you say that in your interview. Like, because that, I think, she actually was like, oh, really? Well, that's awesome. I definitely recommend that you, like, because I know I'm doing it right now, spring clean / fall clean, because when I go, I know I have X amount of space. And also I recommend, like, you find a roommate that's, like, if you're really neat, that's great, but if you, because I know even the neatest people in the world that I've talked to still have the lackadaisical days at Disney, because you're literally in the park till 1, 2 o'clock, or whenever, you're working. And you and your roommate might have switched schedules. Like, I hadn't even been there yet, but I have a friend there, and she said sometimes she works late night, sometimes she works early morning. And it just depends. I would recommend get a laundry basket. Get a laundry basket, because it's so much easier just to pick up everything, I'm guessing, since I haven't been there, but I would say so much easier to pick up everything and just throw it in the basket, and really quick, only have like 1 or 2 sheets on your bed, just throw it over your bed. That way, in case inspection comes and you're like, OMG, I'm gonna die, I gotta go to work or school or gotta do all this stuff, it's just easier. So get a good laundry basket. Let me rephrase that, a good one, because I have a couple, and right now they're like falling apart. So make sure that's like on my list. It says good laundry basket. I'm trying to think what else. I've been told sunscreen, because although you might say, oh, I want to be inside, please let me be inside, yeah, that doesn't guarantee they're going to put you inside. So I'm actually getting sunscreen, a lot of it, maybe like 3 bottles, because I burn easily, because look at my nose. That's one day of being out in the shade, actually. I was out in the shade longer than I was in the sun, but apparently I burn easily. I've been told that they do definitely take your thoughts and wants into consideration, so that's good. Another thing I would recommend is a watch, because it's just easier to leave the cell phone at the apartment. I've been told you're not allowed to have the cell phone, obviously, because you would break character if you're checking your cell phone every 10 minutes. Unless there's an emergency in the family, or, they'll let you, I've been told they'll let you have it, like if you're on quote-unquote, emergency call, like somebody's hurting your family and you don't know what's going on. But other than that, you don't want to be, like, taking out your cell phone every 10 minutes, because if they catch you, that's what I've been told. Another thing that I highly recommend is, I'm trying to think of everything. Oh yeah, find somebody roommate-wise on Disney College program on Facebook, because I put out there maybe 10 days ago that, I put out there, I was like, oh my goodness, I got it, I'm pretty sure, when was it? Today's got accepted the 11th. Well, I put out there on the 11th, when I got accepted, that I needed a roommate. And somebody who's already been in the program, who renewed her contract, hit me up and said, hey, I don't need a roommate, but I need a, dorm or housemate, whatever you call them, apartment mate. And she she has to fill, they have to fill 6 slots. Well, that's fine. I was like, yo, that's awesome. I'm trying to think what else. Oh yeah, another thing is make sure you get linens because that would stink. And I love Disney with all my heart. And I'm 23. So I really, really, really want Tinkerbell linens. But everyone's like, you're crazy. Because I can't help it. I love Tinky. Tinky's awesome. She's my girl. She's the reason that I wanted to work at Disney in the first place. I mean, that magical moment when she slid, I know I'll never be on that because I'm a little big for that. That magical moment when she slid down and then the fireworks began. It was awesome. Wow. Another thing is, once you get accepted, make sure that you immediately go get all your paperwork that they've sent you filled out. Make sure that if you have a bank, like a branched bank, make sure that you find your branch of bank in, if you're living, like for me, for instance, I'm going to be at Walt Disney World, so I had to find a place in Kissimmee or Orlando that actually had my bank, because that could be an issue. Make sure you call your branch and be like, yo, I got accepted. I need you to like unlock my debit card because they're going to be adding and taking away money from your account like every week. So for rent and all that, and if you they will lock your card, like your branch of bank will lock your card if you do not warn them ahead of time that you will be gone for X amount of days. So my job starts May 21st, but I leave here May 20th. So I'll be calling my bank and being like, I've been accepted to the program. This is how long I end January 2nd. So they'll have to unlock. Wow, that's a long time to be away from my cat, that is. I'm so excited. Like, I can't express my excitement. I would also make sure that you, trying to think of everything that oh, tell your friends, because you never know how many people are going to come see you. I've already told, like, my entire neighborhood, and they've called everybody. They've called, like, all their relatives that live in Florida, and that looks good on you if you tell, I mean, I know Disney's probably seen this, but really, if you bring them business, it's going to look good on you. I would highly recommend that. Like I said, I've got, like, the neighbor across the street, she's got a family that lives in Florida, and then we've got neighbor diagonally who's got family that live in Florida, and then my aunt lives in Florida. So I mean, just like all these different people that live in Florida that could definitely like come see you. Make sure that you tell your parents, like, I'm actually going to be turning 24 there. I know, it's a big day. Never thought in a million years that this would, and that's another thing, like, they can tell your passion over the phone. Like, I know this is silly, but I told her, like, I love the Jungle Cruise. Not unfortunately, but fortunately, I've had the opportunity to ride it several times, so I kind of already know the script. And so I told my interview person that I was like, yeah, I know the script, and she asked me if I was okay with repetitive script, and I said, yeah, that's fine. I said you could even put me in It's a Small World, and I'd probably just hum it all day. I know after a while your brain just tunes it out. So another thing I would do is I've been reading blogs and stuff, and they said definitely take your TV. So I'm gonna do that. Apparently they have cable, and I'm a big Glee fan, so we'll see how that works out if I'm ever there on that night. I've also had a couple of guys say take your game console, so like a Wii or Xbox or because they're PlayStation, because there'll be days on your off days where you're just like, oh, it's raining, I don't want to go to the park, or oh, I'm tired.